Okay, so here we are at the beginning of week 2. It's Monday, so that means it's time to exercise again. And let me tell you, I did everything in my power today, and we'll talk more about this on the treadmill because I can talk longer there. But I did everything in my power today to not make this happen. I thought maybe I need to go to town. I thought maybe I need to scroll Facebook some more. We'll talk some more about it later, but I about procrastinated myself out of it, about talking myself out of it completely. The one thing that kept me going was the idea that you guys probably need it too, just as much as I do. So here we are, week 2. Get my fat butt up off the couch, go 30 minutes without putting food in my mouth. Last week we did wall pull-ups where we put our toes up against the wall and we pulled ourselves this way. I did 3 sets of 30 of those. And then I was going to move on to these rings and have a more intense workout. And what I've got on these rings, I have this pull-up bar. There's a little brace on this side that just slides in there, slides into the door frame. If you buy one, you'll see all of that. One of the things to make sure you don't do is you don't hang your rings from this side. And when I say this side, I mean the inside of the door frame. You want it hanging out here where it's resting on the sides of the door frame. You want it out there so that when it pulls down against this. If you put it on this side, then all you're doing is pulling down against the door frame trim, and that will break off. So you want to make sure that you're on the leverage side, not on the balance side. That said, I bought these nice rings. There was a link. I'll put the link in the description on this video as well. There was a link in week 3's video, or an exercise 3's video, workout 3's video, sorry. And I just went to Academy Sports and Fitness and bought them. I'm sure they have them at lots of places. You can probably get them at Amazon if you don't have an Academy nearby. And this I bought at a thrift store. If you buy equipment at a thrift store, make sure it's got all the nuts and bolts. Make sure all the padding is there. Make sure all the pieces, especially this little clippy thing that keeps it from slipping off in between sets, because that's the stuff that makes you fall down and go boom. But with that, this week the intensity is going to be a little more. I'm going to use the rings. I'm going to put my feet about I don't know, between 2 and 4 inches behind the line instead of on the line. The further back you go, the less intense the workout will be. You can make this where it's the exact same as the wall pull-ups. You can put the intensity there just by moving your feet back. I'm going to be about, about 4 inches behind the line instead of directly on the line. And I'm going to see if I can do 30 of these at that intensity. I may not be able to. We'll see where it goes. You're a witness. So, and then we're going to do, before I go any further, then we're going to do knee bends. I'm going to do 10 knee bends, and then I'm going to do a 1-minute counter plank, and I'll show you how that works here in just a minute. So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am not going to lie. 5. Putting my weight on this thing. 6. Scares me. 7. 8. I'm 50 years old. 9. 10. I'm fat. 11. 12. If I fall, it will hurt. 13. 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, my feet are slipping, 20, 21, 22, I'm going to have to get a mat, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Ooh, I felt that. Felt that. Okay. Now I have a timer. I just got one of my wife's old watches that has a stopwatch on. I'd rather have an actual kitchen timer that beeps, because when you get worn out, you start thinking, man, you start looking, you start letting your mind wander, you start looking away, and all of a sudden you're I know this is not going to happen to me, because 2 or 3 minutes in, I'm just going to collapse. So, but I want to keep it right at a minute. So what I'm going to do with this mat, that helps. I'm going to put my body at about a 30-degree angle, not, or I don't know, about 50 to 60 degree angle, not a 45. And that way I can control the intensity. You can make this more intense by moving your feet back, or less intense by moving your feet forward. But I'm going to rest my elbows on the counter, but I'm not going to rest my chest on my elbows. And we're going to go for a minute, starting now. And this is where try to keep your back straight. This is where you sit there and go, okay, well, this is boring. And then after a few minutes, you're like, well, this kind of hurts. A few seconds, rather. And then you start shaking a little because you haven't done anything like this in a very long time. And then you start thinking, man, this sucks. Why would anybody do this? This is dumb. Ow. I can feel it pulling in my gut. I can feel it pulling in my butt. Just 10 more seconds. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so some of the things learned there is that I need to put a towel across the counter because my elbows, the sweat from my elbows slides on the countertop. So I'm going to have to put a towel there. I think the mat did a pretty good job of keeping my feet from sliding. Maybe it'll work on the rings. So now I'm just going to do some deep knee bends. You can continue to use the chair if you want to. And so I'm going to do 10. 1, I don't know if deep's the right word. 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to keep your back straight. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now see, I'm feeling this workout already. Let's see. Maybe this mat will keep me from sliding this time. So we're back to these. Again, 2 to 4 inches behind the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. At least I don't have to see that dirty door frame. 12, 13, 14 that I didn't clean. 15, 16, 17, 18, control your motions. 19, so that you're not 20, so that you're not using inertia. 21, you don't want to fall back and bounce up. 22, like this, unless you. 23, you pull the door down if you're like me. 24, did feel the house shake. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, so back to the 1 minute countertop plank. Again, you don't have to do this. You could do the wall push-ups. You don't have to do this. This is just where I'm moving up to. So 1 minute. Move my mat over. 1 minute. And I'm going to do push-ups. Wall plank or countertop plank. One. Trying to keep my back straight. Going now. 3, 4, 5, 6. Back straight. 7. Don't rest your chest on your elbows. Just rest your elbows on the counter. 10, 11. But seriously, after a few minutes, after a few seconds of this, 13. I can feel this in my gut and in my butt. 15. So this may be a really good core exercise. This may be, when I move this to the floor and we're doing this 2 minutes at a time, this may be a good replacement for 20 sit-ups altogether. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Stop. Okay. 27, 28, 29, 30. And now, here. Okay. And then deep knee bends. I'm feeling this. Last week I kind of felt it. Today I really feel it. Tomorrow I probably won't be able to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, you know, who knows, Wednesday I may have to change the intensity back down, because I may not be able to keep up with this. But we'll see. We're doing a pretty good job today, I think. 2 to 4 inches behind the line. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Whew! All right. All right, here we go. Last 1 minute plank. Assume the position. Go. Keep your back straight. Keep your chest off of your elbows. You know, I always wondered if planks were as hard as people said they were. And this isn't even a real plank, this is a modified plank. I really feel this. This is a set of muscles I don't think I've ever worked. It's just leaning, right? 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Good job. Good job. How come this thing doesn't reset? There we go. We don't need it anymore today anyway. I'll buy a kitchen. I'll buy, or find, I've got several of them. I'll find a kitchen timer next time. Okay, here we go. 10 deep knee bends. 1 deep. 2, try to keep your back straight. 3, that's me talking to me. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, let me get a drink of water. Whew. Okay. Now we move off to the treadmill, and we have to, first thing first, move the clothes off of the treadmill, because no, my bed's not made. No, because my wife has stacked stuff on the treadmill overnight. Knowing full well that I do this. This is the kind of little sabotage stuff. This is the kind of little sabotage stuff that makes it easy just to quit. So don't let it make you quit. We're at the different time of day, so our window's a little brighter than normal. I'm out of breath. I'm already out of breath. I haven't even started on the treadmill yet. So, well, that didn't click. We'll go. Let's go. 2 minutes at 2.5, and then 5 minutes at 3. And then the remaining 3 minutes we'll go at 3.5. See how that works. So that's 2. So today, you know, I did the weigh-in yesterday, where and according to the trend, I've lost 6 pounds, which is easy to do when you're morbidly obese, because you can sweat and lose 6 pounds. I mean, I don't want to poo-poo it. I don't want to say that it's not progress and it's not good, but it's easy to do when you're morbidly obese. Just because, I mean, let's look at what I've done. I've put aside bread and beer, so any carbs that I get are not, I'm not just gorging myself on carbs. I'm exercising a minimum of 30 minutes 3 times a week. I'm actually cheating on you because I get up and I go for a walk in the mornings to think, to clear my mind, and then after a dinner, my wife and I go walk around the block a couple times, which equates to a mile. And that, well, you know, all that counts. So I'm actually kind of cheating on you. This isn't all I'm doing. But then, you know, I'm tracking what I'm eating using those trackers I talked about on Sunday. And I'm noticing that when you document everything you put in your mouth, all of a sudden you realize that, you know, how much you're eating versus how much you need to eat. Because, you know, you're not hungry. There's a lot of times you're just sitting there watching television and you get snacky. There's a lot of times that you just like start the movie, eat the popcorn, right? So, okay, so there's our 2 minutes. I'm going to go up to 3 miles an hour for 5 minutes. So, I've stopped doing that, and all that helps. All that moves towards losing weight. And you know, if I lose weight, the more weight I lose, the easier it'll be to be able to do that. Those 5 pull-ups, right? You know, trying to pull 300 pounds off the ground versus trying to pull 160 pounds off the ground. Big difference. Plus, maybe I feel a little more confident in the pipes in the wall. But today, man, the procrastination hit me hard. The resistance hit me hard. I tried all day long to talk myself out of this. To say, you know, this is a waste of time. You know, there's no reason to put yourself through this. You don't need this. You can just quit eating so much and lose weight. That's not the goal, is it? The goal isn't to lose weight. The goal is to be able to do 5 pull-ups. So, with the goal being to do 5 pull-ups, suddenly I do need to do this. Suddenly this is relevant. And dieting alone won't get me there. Whew. But it is hard by yourself, which is why I brought you along. You guys keep me honest because you're watching me. I've had a lot of encouraging comments. I've had a lot of people suggest things, like one person actually pointed out you need to drink more water. One person pointed out the importance of breathing through your nose, which my nose is always stopped up. So part of that's because it's crowded with fat. The body ran out of places to store the fat. And so now it just decides to stick it in my sinuses. If I lose enough weight, maybe I won't snore. I need to look into getting, it's going to cool off outside, and I want to start doing some more walking and exercising outside. I need to look into getting one of those drones that flies about 6 feet in front of you and tracks your face. Then we can walk outside and talk. You know, as long as some vulture doesn't swoop down and take my drone. That kind of stuff happens around here. Where are we? 3 miles an hour. We're at 5 minutes. So it's been 3 minutes so far. We're going to go, what did we say we were going to do? Did I say I was going to do 5 minutes at 3 miles an hour? And then we'll do 3.5 for the last 3 minutes. Math. I should write all this out. I could write all this out and have it taped right there. I didn't splurge and get the programmable treadmill. I bought this 3 years ago, and for 2 years it's been laundry storage and bookshelves. Anytime I wanted to use it, I'd have to spend 20 minutes cleaning it off just to get started. But 6 minutes in. I think we're doing a pretty good job today, though, don't you? You don't have to keep up with me, by the way. I'm going 3 miles an hour. My mom and dad, they can't do this yet. So they go out in the mornings when it's cool, and they walk about a mile together at their own pace. And then they go out in the evenings after it cools down, and they try to walk a mile together at their own pace. So that's awesome, you know. I've had a couple of other people mention that they can't do the knee bends, or they can't stand up this long, so they're doing other stuff. Let's see, I think we're at 7 minutes. Yeah, we're gonna go up half a mile, maybe. I'm losing my shorts. So, see if we can keep this up for 3 more minutes. But I've had people leave comments, and I'd like for you to leave comments. What are you doing differently? What are you doing to modify it to meet your needs? Maybe you need a higher intensity workout or a lower intensity workout, or you have to substitute exercises. If you're substituting exercises especially, let me know. Show me the video. Somebody suggested yoga. Right now I can't get up and down off the floor comfortably. I sure don't want you to watch me get up and down off the floor. So maybe I need to raise the floor about 4 feet so that I can comfortably get up and down to do yoga. If the floor were 4 feet higher, it wouldn't be so hard to do sit-ups and push-ups and planks. It's not a bad idea, though, to buy some kind of 4 foot tall platform. Then you guys can watch me roll off of it onto the floor. Whew. 8.5 minutes. Time's not flying, but it's not really dragging. You know, we're almost done. I'm not so out of breath that I can't talk. You have to be able to get oxygen in to burn fat. So you want to be at an intensity where you're a little winded, but you can still talk. That way you know you're getting enough oxygen to burn fat. Don't forget to breathe, because then you'll pass out and you'll roll like this on the treadmill as the treadmill keeps going underneath you. Oh goodness. I think I'll post the other intensity workouts on the side of this video when I upload this video, so that you can maybe stay with some of the other intensities. If I did that, they'll already have been there throughout the whole video. But you'll know that this is where I had the idea to do it. All right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, I'm going to drop back down to 2 miles an hour for a little bit. Maybe a minute. That'll give us a chance to wrap things up. So Wednesday, we'll come back and we'll do this workout again. We'll probably be doing this exact workout for 2 weeks. So we'll see where we go. We'll see how the intensity changes. You know, maybe by the end of the 2 weeks, I'm actually doing a 1-minute plank on the floor. Who knows? I'm noticing the energy and the physical advances are coming pretty quickly. So we'll just see what happens. But I'm making no commitments to getting up and down off the floor under your virtual scrutiny. Okay, so guys, thank you for joining me. Again, I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to know what you're doing differently. If you're working out with me, let me know how the pace is going for you. Remember, on Sundays we sign in. We do. I wasn't able to do a live feed this Sunday because YouTube requires 24 hours activation, and I didn't know that, so I activated it yesterday. So next Sunday we should be able to do live at 9 o'clock, and then we'll do the weigh-in and the discussion on the intensities and the calories and everything, what we hit, and if we're going to introduce any new exercises. So with that, we'll see you Wednesday. Peace out. Mwah.